Hi everyone, welcome to another in-game devlog video. In today's episode, I'm going to report the progress I made in Rabisco during the last few weeks. And as I said before, this is probably our last video related to Rabisco before release. I don't have a release date yet, but I will definitely let you know when I have one by posting a trailer here on YouTube. Now, let's talk about the new general content. The game finally have 100 levels, which is quite a lot for most games, but very standard for me, since Pinkman and Dark Souls also have 100 levels. I measured the average playtime by making tests with a few people, and apparently it will be enough for about 3 hours of gameplay, without finding all collectible items. However, I believe speedrunners will make me change my mind about this last statement. By the way, don't forget you can have infinite stamina by unlocking the dark blue skin. Now, speaking of new mechanics, in the final levels of the game I included conveyor belts, ghosts, and peanut butter. The conveyor belts are used to carry the player around. It can make you go slower or way too fast depending on the situation. The ghost will follow you anywhere you go with a 1-second delay, so don't stay still for too long. Curiously, a ghost mechanic was also present in both of my previous games, but the first two iterations were very simple. I made the ghost angle of motion equal to the direction between himself and the player. The new version stores the player position inside an array 10 times per second, and then move the ghost to its position in a specific order. It's very similar to how battling works in the game Celeste. And finally, the peanut butter. Since the beginning, I knew I would implement something that could make the player have less acceleration and deceleration, to make the game harder, something like ice in most games. But I also wanted the game to be colorful, so instead of combining the dark blue from the final levels with the white from the snow, I decided to combine the dark blue with this beige color from the peanut butter. Believe me or not, but I never ate peanut butter. It's not a very common meal in my country, but I'm pretty sure it would make a very slippery surface. Well, since I already had every level and mechanic set for the game, I could finally spend some time on other areas and a bit of polishing. Things like the star moving from the word position to a HUD position, which is something way harder to implement than I initially thought. I even posted a new template about it on my Patreon page. I also reworked a few graphical elements like the clouds. They are super smooth now. It's even funny to see how they change it over each iteration. The game now has a new positioned audio system, so the player can have a better feeling on where things are coming from. This hint pot, for example. Let's hear what he has to tell us. Very insightful, I must say. Other items like keys and breakable walls also has sound effects, but not all of them. Speaking of sound, I believe we should listen to one more song before we end up this video. This song represents the color-based customization system in the game. It's called Color Changes. And I almost forgot this one last thing, but I included a boss fight inspired by the Sludge Heart from Untitled Souls. I will not show you the in-game version because I don't want to spoil anything. Well, I really hope you enjoyed being with me during Rabisco's development, because it was such an honor to have you here. I promise you I will do my best to deliver a super fun game to all of you very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and farewell.